Hi again then guys, and welcome to another straight line speed build for Forza 6, and this particular tune is for one of the best supercars in the game in terms of value, performance, competitive range, the Noble M600. Noble really does have a knack for making incredible all-round performance cars, especially track-focused ones, but this particular build is of course primarily for straight line performance. Now you can find this tune on the storefront, but of course chances are you're just going to follow the video because that's why you're here. So as far as the build on this particular car, I would recommend a few swaps as far as engine, drivetrain, etc. Of course I would recommend the V12 conversion with the twin turbo, and I would recommend all-wheel drive. I'd pretty much always recommend that if you can have it, because it gives you such an advantage in control and especially launch off the line. Some people may not want that, of course that's down to personal preference. Now, as far as the tune setup, which is of course the way to unlock that potential of all of those wonderful upgrades, as you can see, you're running really good numbers: 2.2 to 60, 4.1 to 100, and just over 270, in fact just under 271 miles per hour flat out. So it's literally quicker than the Koenigsegg's on this game, which is kind of stupid, but pretty cool nonetheless. As far as the gearbox, I would recommend a final drive of 3.4 on this vehicle, and then for the individual gears, 3, 2, 1.5, 1.15, 0.95 and 0.74, and then for the rest, as we often do, it's very open to interpretation. I like my settings neutral, some other people may not, so just change it as you see necessary. We've got neutral camber, neutral toe, 6 degrees of caster. As far as anti-roll, I've rounded those off to 30 and 25. The springs, we've rounded off to 445, and I believe that's 480. Then for the ride height, I've increased the front, and this is primarily for straight line speed. So if you want better handling, you may not want to do this part of it, but I've gone for the highest possible on the front and as low as possible on the rear. As far as the dampers, we've got those on 6, 6.5, 4 and 4.5. Aero doesn't apply, and I would not recommend having the wings. And as far as the diff, in particular with the all-wheel drive conversion, 100% on acceleration, 0 on deceleration, and I would recommend an 80% split. So to find out how quick it can actually go, let's take it out to a track. Now, as I said, this particular tune is not designed with handling in mind. It is purely a straight line build. If you want to change that and improve the handling, maybe have a mix of both, then you can of course change that by lowering the front ride height, making a few changes to camber, caster, etc. But in particular, this is purely for that monstrous straight line speed. Now, as far as how good this car is, it's pretty strong. The acceleration is very fast, even top end. As you can see, it has no trouble getting up to around 270, 271. The acceleration is good across its whole range, which is a great thing about the Noble, and it pretty much always has been a great thing about it actually. But that's it for this build, and of course you can subscribe for more. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.